The date was going too well, so well that Mark kept waiting for something to go wrong. It was his first date in 3 years. 3 years since his wife passed. 3 years of bedtime stories, packed lunches, and pretending he didn't feel lonely once the house went quiet. Now he sat across from Claire in a softly lit cafe, surprised by how easily he was smiling. She laughed at his awkward jokes. He liked how she listened, not the polite kind, but the leaning in kind. For the first time in a long while, Mark felt like more than just a dad trying to survive. Then Claire took a slow breath. "There's something I should tell you," she said, her fingers tightening around her mug. "I'm a single mom." Mark blinked, unsure why her voice sounded like an apology. She rushed on, eyes dropping. "I understand if that's too much. I know you already have a child and, well, you can go. I won't be offended." The words landed heavier than expected. Mark saw it then, the practiced courage, the quiet fear. He recognized it because he'd lived it. The way parents learn to brace for rejection before it arrives. He didn't answer right away. Instead, his mind flashed to his daughter waiting at home, the way she asked every night if he was happy. To the moments he'd felt invisible once people learned he came with responsibilities. Mark gently leaned forward. "Can I ask you something?" he said softly. "What's your kid's name?" Claire looked up, startled. "You're still here?" Mark smiled. "Yeah. I didn't come looking for someone without a story. I came looking for someone real." And for the first time that evening, Claire's eyes filled, not with fear, but with hope. Claire hesitated before answering, like she wasn't used to being asked with genuine interest. "His name is Noah," she said finally. "He's 6. Smart. Loud. Thinks dinosaurs are still alive." Mark chuckled. "My daughter, Lily, is 7. She's convinced she'll be a scientist, or a magician. Depends on the day." The tension between them eased, replaced by something quieter, understanding. Claire leaned back. "Most people leave once they hear about Noah," she admitted. "They say they're okay with it, but then they disappear. I figured it was easier to give you an exit before you felt trapped." That word, trapped, hit Mark hard. "I know that fear," he said. "People think single parents come with baggage. What they don't see is the strength it takes just to show up." Claire's eyes softened. "You don't feel overwhelmed?" "I feel honest," Mark replied. For once. They talked longer than planned. About school drop-offs. About exhaustion disguised as smiles. About loving their kids so fiercely it scared them. When the cafe lights dimmed, either of them noticed. Outside, the night was cool and quiet. "I had a really good time," Claire said, then paused. "And I won't be offended if you don't call." Mark pulled out his phone. "How about this? I text you when I get home. And if you want to reply, great. If not, I'll still be glad I met you." Claire smiled, not forced this time. Real. As they walked away in opposite directions, both felt it, that rare feeling of being seen not despite their lives, but because of them. And neither realized yet that this night was only the beginning. Mark didn't overthink the text. Made it home. "Lily's asleep. Just wanted to say thank you for tonight." The reply came almost instantly. "Thank you for staying." That simple sentence lingered with him longer than it should have. Over the next few weeks, messages turned into calls. Calls turned into shared coffee breaks between school schedules. They learned each other's chaos, the forgotten permission slips, the reheated dinners, the quiet guilt of not being enough. Still, they moved carefully. "I don't want to confuse Noah," Claire said one night. "I get that," Mark replied. "Lily's already lost someone. I won't rush anything." Respect grew where pressure usually lived. Then came the rainy Saturday when childcare plans fell apart for both of them. "I guess we cancel," Claire sighed. "Or," Mark said, hesitating, "we could just take the kids to the park. Neutral territory. No expectations." Claire was silent for a moment. "Okay. But if it's weird." "It will be," Mark laughed. Kids make sure of that. It was weird. And loud. And messy. Noah challenged Lily to races. Lily taught Noah magic tricks that didn't work. Mark and Claire watched from a bench, sharing umbrella space and quiet smiles. At one point, Noah fell and scraped his knee. Before Claire could move, Lily was already beside him, offering her sleeve. "You can have mine," she said seriously. Claire's throat tightened. Mark saw it too, that tiny moment of kindness no one teaches. Later, as they packed up, Claire whispered, "I think this could be something." Mark nodded. "Yeah. I think it already is." For the first time, both felt something unfamiliar. Not hope. Belonging. It happened on an ordinary evening. Dinner was simple: pizza, mismatched plates, too much laughter. The kids sprawled on the floor afterward, drawing a family with 4 stick figures and 1 crooked house. Lily looked up suddenly. "Can Noah come again?" Noah froze, waiting for the answer like it mattered more than he'd admit. Claire held her breath. Mark smiled. "I hope so." Later, after bedtime stories and whispered goodnights, Claire stood in the kitchen, eyes glistening. "I've never seen Noah this comfortable," she said quietly. "He's usually guarded." Mark leaned against the counter. "So is Lily. I think they recognize each other." Claire exhaled, then shook her head. "I was so ready for you to walk away that first night." Mark's voice was gentle. "You gave me permission to leave. That took courage. And you stayed," she replied. "That changed everything." Silence settled, not awkward but full. Then Claire said, almost to herself, "I think love looks different for people like us." Mark nodded. "It's quieter. Stronger. Built on showing up." She reached for his hand, not dramatically, just naturally. Outside, the rain tapped against the window. Inside, 2 single parents realized they weren't surviving anymore. They were building. Months later, Mark stood in a crowded school auditorium watching Lily and Noah perform in a clumsy little play. Claire squeezed his hand. "Remember when I told you that you could go?" Mark smiled. "I'm really glad I didn't. Life wasn't perfect. Schedules clashed. Money was tight. Some days were loud and exhausting. But no one was alone. They learned that love doesn't arrive wrapped in ease, it arrives with patience. With empathy. With the choice to stay when leaving would be simpler. After the show, Noah ran to Mark first. "Did you see me?" he asked. "I did," Mark said. "You were amazing." Lily hugged Claire without thinking. And in that small, unplanned moment, everything made sense. Love wasn't about finding someone without complications. It was about finding someone willing to carry them, with you.